Let's get rocking here. Good morning again, everybody. This is Rick with Hit and Run Candlesticks. Today's date is Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. March 15th, 2024. So what we're going to do is run through a few things on the market here, and then maybe everyone could share, or some people could share a chart, whether you're looking long or short in the day. So here's what I did this morning. I went through the indices, and I put our little 50% mark in here is what I'm looking for. I just went from the top of the SPY down to this low. And we're holding above that 50% mark. So as long as we hold above that mark, which is, let's do this right here. As long as we can hold above this, I'll feel very confident. I'll feel good, okay? Now, with that said, price is still holding above. We're right at the T-line for price pre-market here. Price is still running high. The T-line is still running high. And the trend indicator is still running high, stacked up on each other. So for that, I still see some bullishness. But underneath this 50% mark, that's where the sellers could really, really come on strong. So I think we want to be very careful there, right in that area right there. Now, if you take a look at the Qs, we are below that area. Now, that makes me darn right nervous. So here it is right here. We need to move, the bulls need to take us above that level before the bulls, to kick the bears out. I mean, the way I look at this is, see, I already used a red, so we'll use blue down here. Anything below that line, the sellers control. Anything above that line, the buyers control. And that's our dividing line, just simple 50%. So we just take the swing from the low to the swing to the high, recent, and that's what we need to clear right in there. And the Qs are down below that. That makes me kind of nervous. FNGU, that's going to be underneath because that's, probably should have put this one over here, shouldn't I have? There we go. But you can see how low we are here, below that. And below that mark, the sellers are in control. And you can look at the chart too, and you can see how the price action, it does it on each one of these charts that we've looked at. We've created this sort of a downhill turn on the highs up here. And that could be very dangerous if you're bound and determined to be long. There's certainly some nice looking long charts out there, but we want to be cautious. Remember, we don't have to trade every day. We want to trade mostly when we feel we have an advantage. Now, some days you may feel like you have an advantage when you really don't. And the way you tell is at the end of the day, if the bear has cleaned your clock, well, you know you didn't have an advantage. Use that as a learning tool to realize, oh, maybe days like today are not the best day for me to trade. And this chart right here might be giving you that little clue that, maybe I better be careful if I'm bound and determined to be long. Okay. Let's go look at that IYT transports. You can see how we're turning down on the transports. Just because we have a tail down here, I had somebody email me last night, ask me this about the transports. They made a statement. The statement was, we're about to go bullish because we have a tail down here. I said, sadly, I don't think so. A tail down here does not mean you're going to go bullish. We are just pulling back is what we're doing, and we don't have a reversal signal, and a tail is not a reversal signal. Here, let's put this up here. So I'm going to take this high, and then we'll come down to that low, and just using that 50% idea from the highs and the lows, we're going to have to get through that level right there before the bulls even stand a chance. So bulls are going to have to muster through this, pop up, test, and then start moving up, and then we could have something with the bulls in here, but not till then. SMH, here's SMH, and you can see that how we're curving to the downside. See how we have a high, we have that low, we have a failed high, and now we've made a lower low in there. So what we're going to look for is we need to get through that 50% mark. So we need to be way up here if we want to be bullish. Now we could drop this down. We could drop this down to this low right in here, but you can see we're still below that. So if we use that angle, at the very least, we need to be above, what is it, about 224.25. So you can see that I'm not overly bullish today. I'm just not overly bullish, but I'm not really bearish. Now there's going to be trades on both sides, both long and short, I'm sure today. So does anyone have any charts you want to look at? Here's one that I kind of like right now to the upside is this CENX. CENX has, we've got this pretty nice bottom that has rolled in here. And then you can see we've popped up, broken out, and then I think we have a nice setup here, and pre-market is starting to pop up. This has given us a pretty nice little pop out of the box coming right in here. So CENX. Hey, Devinder, you're looking at some AMD. Please, if you post it out there, make sure you tell me if you're looking long or short, okay? So, Devendra, are you looking long or short on this? Share your direction. Same, Roger, if you would do the same before we look at it. Devendra's looking short. Okay, so here we are. We've got a sell signal up here, a gap to the downside, and here we roll to the downside. We're under the trend indicator. We're underneath the T line. What we want to watch for is possible support. The thing about support, which I can certainly see the possibility of support. Support means squat without price, and I don't see price coming in here. And what I mean by price coming in, I don't see the long side coming in here. So right now, I think this does look short as long as we stay, watch the red dots here. The 50 period moving average is just below. I wouldn't be surprised if that gets tagged just a little bit, okay? So right now, I would look at this short before I would look at it long. Thank you very much, by the way. Let's see, Roger's looking at Wells Fargo to the long side. And yeah, that still looks long. The trend is still up. The trend is still working. I think we're a little bit choppy right through here, but still to the long side. If we crack down through that T-line area, and let me go to a 2-day chart, 3-day. Let me look at this. No, that didn't give us much difference in there. You see this low right there, that candle right in there. If we get below that low, then what we're going to do is we'll test that trend indicator. What I would be afraid of there is if we test that and we fail, there's an awful lot of room to fall. So I think above that 56.55 probably will keep most bullish people in place, but it really does need to pop up there. What was that other one you had? XLY. There we go, XLY. You said the long side? Not until it gets long. Right now, that's not looking too long to me at all. We've got a little bit of selling going on here, a gap down, and we're moving sideways. The chart pattern is a bear flag. That's what we've got going on here, is a bear flag. So the bulls are going to have to turn this thing around big time. Now, here's where I really like to use this whole 50% mark. Okay, I love using this. This is a nice little tool. This is our 50% area, and to be long XLY, I think we're going to have to get through that area right there. Now, I'm not much of a bottom feeder. I'm not much of a bottom picker at all. So what I would rather see is price move up, price test, and then watch for that buy signal in there. That's what I would rather do myself. So, hello, Mike. Yeah, Merck. Merck is a potential short. Merck is a very potential short, yes. We have a nice blue ice failure here. Price has been underneath the T-line. T-line's underneath the trend indicator. We're running downhill. So right now, I'm all aboard this being short. I'm going to flag that. Thank you very much. All aboard being short. The 200 period moving average is right in here. Right about there. That's a 200 and the dotted deuce. And that would be a good target for it to run down to right in that area. Okay. Nice chart. Let's see. CHIP, SARK, needs to break the 50. Yes. Yeah, if this breaks the 50, this would be a long trade here. Yeah, if it broke the 50. It's actually setting up pretty good now. I think I'll flag that. Pretty nice. But yeah, you get through that 50 period moving average, and I think we've got ourselves a nice little long trade there. Totally agree. Long GE. As long as GE stays in its trend, yeah. You want to watch that price action, though. We could be getting a little sloppy and a little bit choppy up here, T. You can see that in the candlesticks. But the overall trend, I mean, GE has not been one to bet against. That's for sure. Don't bet against GE. But at some point, all things must come down at some point. And we've got this heavy-duty shooting star here. You've got a Hiromi, bearish Hiromi, a top right in here. I think we should give it a little bit of a chance and see what we're doing in it. You know, if you're in it already, you set your stop, you let it work, let your stop work. If you're looking to buy it, I'd probably wait till we saw a little bit of buying activity there. Let's see. Still long. That's a nice long chart. I'm going to flag that one. Thank you. Yeah, STLA. Nice trend. Here we pop up. Little pullback. Buyers are getting back into this. Very nice chart there. Very, very nice chart. Let's look at Amazon. Amazon. There we go. Amazon is still in play. Amazon still looks good right here. Still setting up, still doing well. Yesterday we talked about how broke out yesterday. It looks like we're holding that today. So how might be one worth looking at over the next week or so. The simple place for targets on how is just come up and look and see where there's been peaks and valleys. So there's a nice target around 39. Another place would be up here, about this area right here, $40.60. That's one. I still like Macy's too. Macy's is still climbing. Macy's is doing a good job here. PFE still looks fantastic right in here. We talked about BlackBerry. That still looks really good in here. And RIG. RIG needs a little bit of a pullback for an entry on that one, but that still looks pretty good. Here's Nokia. Check out Nokia. Somebody's looking for a $3 to $4 stock here. That might make for a nice stock trade, and Nokia is doing all the right stuff. So the last two here, Mike is pointing out AMT possible short. Yeah, possible short. But I think what we want to look at too, Mike, is let's do this. We'll put that on there. See where that 50% is? If we start to see buying come in around here, you know, what we could end up with here is a low, high, higher low, and we could run into some buying in here. So keep an eye on American Tower. And around that 195, if the buyers start, you know, coming in around this area, okay. And let's see, ALB. Yeah, that's just an ugly chart, period. Yeah, that's possible short there. Possible short. Let's see. Okay, last one. Carmen is asking about CVS for the long side. CVS is actually on my list right here. See, right? Boom, CVS right there. And so I like yesterday. I like the past 1, 2, 3, 4 candles here. They're acting really good. The pre-market is looking pretty good. I think what I would want to see is just a simple close over the 50-period moving average. If we could do that, so over 75.90, that might be a nice trade there, Carmen. It could be one of those things you wait toward the end of the day. If we don't get going, then this would be a really good chart to wait to the end of the day and see if it holds up, okay? All right, I got to jet out of here. I'll be back at the bottom of the hour. Thank you very much, everybody, for posting your tickers out there. I sure appreciate it. Happy Friday to everyone. We'll see you in a few minutes.